Okay, so this is a story entitled Protocol Save Lilly, Installation 1. Imagine the size of the universe condensed to the size of a dewdrop on the tip of a blade of grass. That dewdrop is next to dozens of other dewdrops in a field of grass, with each blade harbouring refugee dewdrops hanging on for dear life, slowly sliding down the green to be absorbed by the ever-expanding darkness of the soil, to continue through 1,000 eternities to be good as non-existent. Sam remembered the event like a dream, and so did Dad. The screaming of the tyres on the bitumen, the rubber spat oily vapour creating a disgusting cloud of gasping potential. Sam remembered hearing fireworks rapidly popping and lingering in the air. The plaster of the walls plumed and puffed, coating everything in a neat white peppering. If you ran your finger across the furniture, you would come away with an embarrassing and shameful smudge on it, something every self-respecting homeowner would never allow. The front window exploded, shards of glass that bounced and hid maliciously in the fibres of the shag. From what Sam remembered, it all happened rather slowly, as if all the seconds of time stopped what they were doing and focused in on this one moment. They waited in a crowd. Yes, 3 for Mum, thank you, and 1 on the shoulder of the Dad. I'll do nicely. Lily stood in a crib in the living room, screaming as the place exploded around her. That nice leather couch where Mum and Dad watched television and Lily was ruined. The 60-inch plasma TV was destroyed, and Mum's homemade curtains shredded. A chunk of lead smacked against the windows, crafted latch, and a piece broke off. This piece was designed to destroy Lily. It flew across the room, and Sam didn't see the next part because his face was buried into the carpet with his father's body on top of him, shouting something. Sam couldn't remember what, because when you slow down speech enough, it becomes something else, something rather stupid sounding. The fireworks stopped momentarily. Sam turned his head, which took an age or 2. Outside, the ice age came and melted, a new breed of dinosaurs being farmed for commercial burgers. When he finally saw light, the image of a man appeared. His skin was made of ink that formed patterns and shapes and pictures, and he held a gun. The gun flashed and all noise was cancelled out. His dad fell on top of him, and warm liquid soaked Sam's hair and clothes. He could not breathe, and a darkness enveloped him, and he remembered swimming in ink, which transformed into shapes around him that conjured horrible images which transformed into sounds. These sounds were incomprehensible at first. A screaming child beside his ear. Lily's face screaming. Then Sam ascended to the surface, through pain cries which faded as he raised through them up. Finally, he could see the surface. He was underneath the dirt, underneath the damp, dew-covered grass. He was on top of the grass in a field. Mist recoiled from him. He couldn't believe he still heard her screaming. So quiet it shouldn't be possible, but it was. It wasn't biomechanics or robotics or mathematics. It defined his common sense and his logic and his understanding. He was on top of it now, the ink pool, in the field of grass harbouring all those fleeting universes, lying beside his mother's grave. Lily played off somewhere. Sam could hear her singing gently to herself, skipping around the tombstones and picking dandelions, occasionally stopping to blow the spores out into the soft breeze. The dull wheezing of her hydraulics in her legs straining as she skipped. He would need to check them later. He sat up and out of that memory that shattered his family and nearly destroyed them. Dad was walking around the perimeter of the cemetery grounds. Sam didn't know why he did that. It was out of character for Dad. Sam got up from the ground, and dew rolled like tears off his black suit and crashed like comets. Out in the distance, the lights cut the retinas like plasma cutters. Even through all the murk, the countryside seemed immune from the despotic lifestyle of the city. At least for now. The area was being preserved because only the dead could enjoy nice things. The driver stood by the limousine just outside the gate. Dad had finished his walk and now was getting back in the car. Lily bounded over to where Sam was. "Sammy, we're going now." "I'll be just a moment," he said as Lily ran as fast as she could back to the car, her bionics working as hard as her legs. As hard as her lungs, rather. Sam looked to the grave of his mother. The family had not been the same without her. Lily was growing older and soon would need a mother. Sam was not one to remain broken, and though he could replace the flesh and repair the physical, he could never fix that which he could not touch with his hands. Thank you.